For billions of years, our planet has basically been one giant battlefield. There's a microscopic war raging in every single drop of water, fought by these tiny biological machines that are just designed to do one thing: survive. But this story isn't about some ancient evil monster. It's about a tiny organism that becomes absolutely terrifying, not because it's meant to, but because of a catastrophic mistake.
So let's really dig into that question, because the answer, man, it takes us on a journey from a peaceful summer lake straight into a biological horror story. And it's all because a microscopic creature takes one single wrong turn.
To really get what's going on with our accidental assassin, we first have to appreciate the world that it comes from. You gotta realize, every pond, every puddle, it's like a sprawling city of single-celled life, and they are all locked in this constant, ancient battle of predator and prey. Now, here's the thing. We are giants in their world. To these microbes, we're basically landscapes. Our bodies are like these amazing fortresses, and our immune systems, they are expert guards that just swat away most trespassers with no problem at all. But every so often, a very specific intruder finds a secret passage. Okay, let's meet our main character, Naegleria fowleri. Now, it's not a virus, it's not a bacterium, it's an amoeba. And in its normal day-to-day life, it's actually pretty good at what it does. It isn't evil. It's just a simple little hunter that has absolutely perfected the art of eating bacteria. So when it's happy, when it's well-fed, it's in this form right here, a trophozoite. Just think of it like a squishy, shape-shifting little blob. It's just crawling around on what are called false feet, always on the lookout for its next meal. Its entire existence is just about finding and munching on bacteria. And this is where it lives, in places that are warm and wet. It absolutely loves the heat, so that means the hotter the summer gets, the more of these amoebas start to multiply, turning a nice, refreshing lake into a very, very crowded microscopic city. And here is the absolutely crucial point, the thing you have to understand. Naegleria fowleri isn't dangerous in the way you might think. You could literally swallow a gallon of water that is just teeming with these amoebas, and your stomach acid would just dissolve them, no problem. See, the danger isn't in drinking the water. It's all about how that water gets into your head. And this is where the tragedy starts. It begins with a single, incredibly unlucky splash. A dive into a lake, a cannonball, any moment where water gets forced way, way up into the nasal cavity. This isn't just about getting wet. It's about accidentally delivering a tiny hitchhiker to the back door of your skull. So it all starts with that splash, right? The amoeba gets pushed right past your nose's first line of defense, all those sticky mucus traps. It's totally confused. It starts to wander around, and then it smells something. Something that smells a lot like food. And this right here, this is the absolute kicker. This is the catastrophic coincidence. See, your nerve cells, they use a chemical called acetylcholine to talk to each other. Well, it turns out that to the amoeba, that chemical signal smells identical to its favorite food, bacteria. It is an irresistible lure, so it just follows that scent right up your olfactory nerve and straight through the gateway to your mind. Okay, so at this point, your body finally realizes there is a monster in the house. The alarm bells start screaming, and your immune system launches an all-out war inside the most delicate, most precious space imaginable, your skull. Your first responders are these cells called neutrophils. They're basically the kamikaze warriors of your immune system. Their whole tactic is to just swarm the enemy and try to melt them with chemical attacks. But Naegleria, it's a heavyweight. It is huge compared to them, and it fights back, physically ripping those immune cells to pieces. So now it's breached the brain, and the amoeba thinks it has hit the jackpot. Every single cell around it is just leaking that delicious chemical scent. So it goes into a total feeding frenzy, growing these specialized mouths called food cups to latch onto your neurons and literally eat them while they are still firing. This is when your body completely panics. It initiates a scorched earth policy. Millions of white blood cells flood the area, but they're not using precision strikes. They're throwing grenades, causing massive, massive inflammation. But inside a closed container, like your skull, there's no room for the brain to swell. Your own defense becomes a self-destruct sequence. The pressure just builds, and it's relentless.
The symptoms start small, maybe a headache, a stiff neck. But as your brain swells up against the bone, things escalate fast. Confusion, hallucinations, seizures. And within about a week, the pressure becomes so great that it crushes the brainstem, the very part that tells your body to breathe. The outcome of this internal war is, well, it's brutal. It's unforgiving. 97% of people who get this infection do not survive. The 1-2 punch of the amoeba's destruction and the body's own devastating immune response is almost always fatal.
So, after hearing all of that, should you just swear off swimming forever and move to the desert? No, absolutely not. After all that horror, we really need to pull back and bring this into the real world. Let's put this threat in perspective. Okay, so despite how absolutely terrifying this whole thing is, a Naegleria fowleria infection is incredibly rare. I mean, you are statistically so much more likely to be struck by lightning. It requires a perfect storm of conditions. The water has to be the right temperature, you need the exact right kind of splash, and the amoeba has to find that one specific nerve pathway. So here's the crucial takeaway. The amoeba isn't some monster with a master plan. It is not hunting humans. It's a simple hunter that through a 1 in a billion chance got completely and utterly lost in the most dangerous neighborhood it could possibly imagine. And that kind of leaves us with a final thought, right? We see this brain-eating monster, but the reality is just a tiny piece of ancient biology, just following a scent, totally unaware that its greatest meal ever is also its final tragic mistake. It's like a microscopic ghost, a little reminder of the complex and sometimes terrifying world that's hidden just beneath the surface.